Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to discuss global entry. What is it? How to apply? Why it's good to have it? How to get it for free? Current appointment wait times are about 4 to 6 months, but I'll show you how you can get it done in 2 weeks. What is global entry? Global entry is a U.S. Custom and Border Protection program that allows expedite clearance for pre-approved low-risk travelers upon arrival in the United States. Members enter the United States through automatic kiosks at select airports. If you ever traveled internationally, you know when you come back home to the United States, after picking up your luggage, you have to clear customs. Show them your passport. You have to tell them if you're claiming anything, like if you bought any food or any spice or money. And usually there's long wait lines, especially if you have a bunch of airlines that came in along with you. There's going to be a long wait. Wouldn't it be awesome if you can just skip that and just go through? Last time I traveled, I was coming back from Brazil and I noticed people veering off somewhere else that said global entry to the left, and then all other travelers, international and citizens, to the right. And I saw people that were going to global entry. There was just this automatic kiosk that they just scan their passport, they scan their hand, and they also do facial recognition. They'll go out to a separate line that's way shorter, and it's very quick processing time. So I wanted to know, how do I get that? What do I need to do? And that's what this video is going to be about. We just got back from Colombia and I got to experience the global entry processing time. We were the last ones on the plane to get off, and we saw three and four other airlines that came in with us, and we were at the Fort Lauderdale International Airport. So I already knew there was going to be 100, 120 people, maybe 200 people ahead of us through customs. Luckily, when I got there, I was waiting for my luggage. I picked up my luggage, and then we went through the global entry, and it's really easy. Zoom by in. There's only 6 kiosks, and there's not a lot of people going along with you. Maybe there's like 2 other people, so there's an open kiosk right there. First started in with touching the keypad with my hand, and it scanned my fingerprint, and then it asked me to scan my passport, and then it did a facial recognition. Custom officer called me by name, Alonzo. So then I went over there, and then he simply said, "Do you have anything to claim?" And I was like, "Nope." And he scanned my passport, and he's like, "All right, awesome. Have a good day." I looked back to see the line. There was literally 300 people ahead. It would have been a long time for me to get through customs. But luckily I had the global entry, and I literally got through immigration within 3 minutes. The global entry process: you have to apply at this website. I put it in the description. They will ask you for your passport information. Make sure you have a US valid passport, where you lived in the last 5 years, where you worked in the last 5 years. You're gonna have to enter all that information in the system. Once you submitted your application, it took about 3 to 4 days for our application to be reviewed. And then the next step, to schedule an interview. When I tried to schedule an interview, it was very random airports. So a lot of border, Texas and Mexico border airports. If you're unable to schedule an interview at your local airport, you may opt out to enroll on arrival. And what that is anytime you come back from international travel into the US, you'll see signs that says global entry appointment, and you'll be able to just walk in the door through the application process there. No appointments required. You can just show up and be like, "Hey, I'm here for my global entry." But make sure you already have your application already reviewed and approved before you schedule an interview or do the enrollment on arrival. The interview is very simple. It just basically determines your eligibility. A U.S. Custom Border Protection officer will be hosting that interview, and all it is just they're gonna basically get out your fingerprints, all 10 of them. They're gonna take a picture of you, ask you a couple questions, and that's it. Interview's done. Make sure you bring a valid passport with you within the interview. You could bring an ID. You could bring any other passport with you. Like I brought my Mexican passport. Just the more information, the better you give them. After the interview process is done, you should receive your global entry card in the mail within 2 weeks. You do not need to carry that with you, and I would not. I will keep it somewhere safe with all your documents at home. All you need to do is just know your known traveler number, that number that you have. Once you book a flight, there's a there's an area that says known traveler number, and that's where you enter it. That way, whenever you print out your boarding pass, it'll have a TSA PreCheck there as well, which it's also included in the global entry, which is great. And that's it. It's done. What are the pros of having it? It includes TSA PreCheck, which is $75 savings right there and then, which I'm pretty sure if you've flown before, there's a TSA PreCheck line. They don't need to take off their shoes. They don't need to take off their belt, not even a light jacket. They can keep their laptop in the backpack. And that's another great benefit of having global entry. Skip the line. I hate taking off my shoes, especially because I don't wear slip-ons. I actually have to tie them. So I have to tie them off and then tie them back on. And not only that, but you breeze through it as well. There's not a lot of people that have TSA PreCheck. Most people don't, so you don't have to go through that long line. You can just skip through. The global entry, there's no processing lines, no paperwork, access to expedite entry into the United States from international airport, and of course the reduced wait time. Current cost is $100 for 5 years. Break down the cost, 20 bucks. Time is money, so if you can save 2-3 hours, even if you just fly one, let's say you just do one international flight a year, even then it's worth it. Or even if you don't do international flights, maybe you'll fly maybe every other year, but you do fly domestic, you get the TSA PreCheck along with that. So it's great. Now, how I did it, the global entry cost me $0. I have a United Explorer card through Chase, and there's a benefit of TSA/global entry fee credit. They'll basically credit you whatever global entry charges you, which is $100. If you don't have the United Explorer card, it's okay. Check your benefits on your credit card. Most annual fee credit cards offer this benefit. The United Explorer card is a $95 annual fee, and it comes with a bunch of benefits. I love flying with United, so that's why I got that card. Whenever I applied, we saw the wait times were 4 to 6 months, and actually I'm still seeing on the website right now that it says wait times 4 to 6 months. When after my application was reviewed and I was able to sign up for an interview, they had weird. I looked for a Houston airport. There was none at Bush. No appointments for 6-7 months out. I didn't want to wait that long. I wanted to get it ASAP. The airports that they had available here in Texas were Laredo, El Paso, Las Cruces, Texas, which I would have to drive down there to just for the global entry interview, which I didn't want to do. We had an upcoming trip to go to Puerto Rico in that international airport. So I looked at that airport, and when we were going to go, there was interview options open. I killed two birds with one stone. My wife and I both signed up for interview. We showed up. As soon as we landed from Houston and we got to San Juan International Airport, we started asking people around where's the global entry while we were waiting for to pick up our luggage. They pointed us down, and there was a U.S. Custom Border Protection officer there that held the interview. It was about 5 minutes each. He just asked me for my passport. He told me to put my fingerprint 2 fingers at a time. And then he took a picture of me. And then he says, congratulations, you'll get your global entry ID in 2 weeks. So there was no 4 to 6 months of wait time. And like I talked earlier, you can do on arrival interview. So if you're ever flying internationally, just make sure there's no appointment needed. Just show up. Make sure you have your application already reviewed and approved. And then the next step will be the interview. And then once you land back in the States from an international flight, look out for a global entry office and go to the office and say, hey, I'm here to do my interview, and you should be good. We recently did a trip to Colombia, and there was a connection flight. It was Houston and Fort Lauderdale. So at the Houston airport, I was able to use the TSA PreCheck that comes with the global entry. And it was great. I don't need to take off my shoes. I don't need to take off my belt. I don't even take off my jacket. If I would have had a laptop in my luggage, I don't need to take it off. Just pass it through. Cut the line. There was a long line, and it was a 5 a.m. flight. So there's a bunch of people there. And the global entry had a specific side. It was in the other side in Terminal A. And it was a breeze. Just went through it. I was like, okay, this is already worth it, because if I would have stayed in that line, for sure, I would have missed my flight. I totally recommend you going about this process. It is a process, but once you do it, it's done. So totally highly recommend. Make sure you check out your credit cards, see if you have any benefits. If you don't, sign up for the United Explorer card. The first year is free. There's no annual fee. If you like to fly United Explorer card is not paying me for this, but you get 2 free check bags for you and a guest, priority boarding, get a bunch of points on meals, dining out. Plus, I'm pretty sure there's a bonus out there right now, probably 50,000 miles. Highly recommend it. I love United. Always very professional staff. They're never late. They've never canceled on me. So, highly recommend you do the global entry. Enjoy the TSA PreCheck that comes with the global entry. Let me know if you already have it or if you're planning to get it. Any questions, just leave it in the comments below and I'll answer it. See ya.